What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. You know, guys, I really want to deal with this whole concept of fat shaming. And the reason why I want to deal with fat shaming is because women typically talk about it. You hear body shaming activists like Lizzo talking about it. And really, this message is directed towards men, men's preferences and things like that. You know, men should accept women's bodies, although you don't see that acceptance for fat men. But again, you know, this is what women typically do. And if you're a guy and you talk about, you know, women's bodies, you're looked upon very favorably. If you're a person that has a high level job, you definitely will be, or you can be terminated. These are the realities of why that exists. But the reason that I'm dealing with this today is because we don't really know, like women like Lizzo, when she is fat shamed, of course, some of that does come from men. But we're not talking about a lot of fat shaming for BBW activists come from women. Lizzo has been repeatedly fat shamed by women, which never really gets so much steam in comparison to when a man does it. But let me tell you something here, which is interesting. Trina, who is a black woman, as we know, did a 50 years of hip hop at the award show. Trina, who, I mean, if you've seen her historically, Trina is fine, all right? But during her performance, she looked at the 2023 BET Awards. Some would say that she looked pregnant, all right? She looks pregnant. So people started roasting her, you know, saying things like that. And she's trying to conceive before, but again, having issues and things like that. So people are really roasting her up, you know, talking about she looks like this, she looks like that, all of that, all right? Is she pregnant? In other words, you know, you don't look like you're in shape. So if you're not pregnant, which she's not, then you don't look like you're in shape, right? Trina is very bothered by this, which is interesting because Trina was an avid Kevin Samuels hater, right? And it's amazing how Kevin Samuels' work still moves on even though he's passed away. So here's what a rep for Trina says. She is not pregnant despite fan speculations following her performance at the BET Awards. Just like any other woman, her weight fluctuates. She's asking fans, or for fans to move on from this. For me, this seems like the same similar excuse that we saw from Patti LaBelle. I can't remember the lyrics for Tina Turner's song, right? Let me just say this. Firstly, if Trina is supposed to be in shape, which I don't think that maybe for this, you know, wasn't on her contract. If she feels like she doesn't want fans to have something to say and she wants to be more presentable for a BET Awards performance, which is a big award show, because Trina never will get invited to the Academy Awards. And I would suspect if she did, she would probably be more ready for that, if you know what I'm saying. So firstly is, who are the fans that she has? Trina don't have black men fans. I don't think so. No black man goes, I want to buy Trina tickets to go see her. You know, Trina's Summerfest is coming. Nobody says that. The people who are saying, is she pregnant, are black women. That's who's saying that. The women who are trying to say, you know what, Trina, we don't think that you look as good as you should look, are women. See, you guys think that fat shaming belongs to, it's an ideology amongst black men. It is not. A lot of women are being shamed who are overweight or don't look as good as they should, according to some. That's not men doing that. If a woman says, hey, you look like you're this size, you look pregnant, or your hair looks ugly, or you look terrible in that dress, that's not a lot of men saying that. Because I'm going to say, like, nobody really, as a guy, you don't even care that Trina's performing. You don't. Girl, she look big. Girl, she look like this. Girl, you like, okay, that's women. But here's something that I got to talk about. She's an entertainer. Okay? She says her weight fluctuates. Janet Jackson weight fluctuates also for years. When it's time to perform, Janet Jackson has trainers. Okay? Janet Jackson is going to be ready to be out and to perform. Beyonce weight can fluctuate. Rihanna weight fluctuates. In other words, you should move on from this because accept it or go away. I mean, that's the attitude you want to have, which is fine by me. But at the end of the day, your fans are going to say this, and obviously it hurts your feelings. It must, because your rap responded to it. So if you have a performance like the BET Awards, I'm pretty sure they told you a while ago about this, then it only makes sense that you would want to make sure that you do the very best that you can do so that your critics won't have this sort of ammunition. Boxers' weight fluctuates. It's like, so what I'm saying is, if you're supposed to be at a performance and you don't want people to think that you're a certain size or that you're pregnant as a performer, hey, you have to do what you have to do. Okay? Because if it really didn't bother you, you wouldn't have sent your rep out there to say this. And the point that it is your fan base saying this also, and it's not men, that's what I really want to pull out. Pull this out here, guys. It is not black men sitting there roasting Trina in the comments. Go to the shade room. It's nothing but women. Women themselves appreciate women who are in shape, no matter what they say. If Beyonce on her tour is 40 pounds overweight, the Beehive will be roasting. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that ain't how we found Beyonce. Lizzo is different. Okay, guys? Lizzo's different. Angie Stone's different. Jill Scott is different. But for somebody like Beyonce, and think about it, she has kids. She's had kids before. She's getting older. Beyonce still. And her weight, she has problem keeping it off sometimes. Beyonce don't make no excuses as to why she don't look a certain way. That's why Beyonce is one of the greatest performers ever. She always gives a great show. She don't make no excuses like Patti LaBelle, like I forgot the words. Who says something like that? And that sort of mentality that I want you to move on from this. Look, if you want to give people a show as a performer and do your best to what your audience is used to receiving you from their own vantage point. This is not my vantage point. This is what they're saying. It's a major award show. If it fluctuates, that means you do something to bring it at a certain level, according to you. You can do whatever the hell you want. But if you're that bothered by it, then you should have to address it. Versus saying, you know what, we want the fans to move on from this. These are the people that pay you. Imagine Apple saying, you know what, guys, we came out with something that you didn't like. We would want you to move on from that. Nobody says that. And that's the difference between somebody like Trina and Beyonce, outside of the clear difference in talent. Beyonce is not gonna make any excuses at a performance. Never. Ever. No matter how much, if Janet Jackson, who's much older than Trina, never. When it's time to go on tour, Janet Jackson's gonna have her business taken care of, for sure. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all of you, Celebrity Bell. We're out.